Goedenavond, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Just to let you know that I'm still waiting for a Skype contact request from Clint, who was supposed to be going live with 8 p.m. tonight, so we're just going to wait to see what happens there. Now, let's get on to the actual subject of the story. We know that South African Airways is basically bankrupt. And we know the reason it's bankrupt. It's because of affirmative action and black economic empowerment. And what happened with the board of South African Airways as a state-owned enterprise was completely disgraceful. And we've covered that, like Dudu Myeni. You know, the woman who's been told she could never ever be a director again. The woman who once headed up South African Airways. I mean, the corruption and incompetence who went on is a legend. And it destroyed a perfectly sound organization, a wonderful airline. Now, when they're retrenching thousands of people, they have learnt nothing. I'm talking about the people at South African Airways. Yeah, those who are black privileged. In its retrenchment notice, South African Airways told trade unions that race skills could be used if a decision was made on who should be fired at this airline. These race provisions at retrenchment can now lead to a court case where South African Airways and between South African Airways and the trade union Solidarity. In a letter to South African Airways business rescue practitioners, Solidarity demands that the provisions where race can be used as criteria for deciding who to dismiss are deleted. If this does not happen, Solidarity will consider legal action, which may include urgent legal action. They say, "We are stunned. South African Airways is in intensive care, about to die, and then they are increasingly concerned about racial numbers rather than the best skills." The decision to use race as criterion for retrenchments is immoral, illegal, and inconsistent with the purpose of business rescue, said Dirk Herman, Chief Executive of Solidarity. In the same retrenchment notice, South African Airways said it could possibly dismiss up to 2,268 of its 4,708 workers. This includes 49 management-level employees, 36 specialists, 344 pilots, 811 crew members, and 1,028 other staff members. Well, I can only say one thing, that this is the death knell for South African Airways. Because in particular, if you look at the pilots, the people who are actually flying the planes, if you're going to throw out all the white pilots, you know, you're going to find people from overseas, they're going to say, nah, we're not going to fly South African Airways. I don't care what you call it, but I know what I call this decision by South African Airways. It's called racist. The whole ANC government is a racist government. According to this notice, the last in, first out principle will be applied with regards to skills, qualifications, and experience. The notice further states that due to past imbalances, the outcomes can be evaluated and affirmative action is decisive, i.e. employment equity override. So the colour of your skin becomes the presiding factor as to who gets fired. So basically the white people get fired first. According to Solidarity, it is true that affirmative action cannot be used to dismiss people. In its letter, Solidarity points out that the Labour Court has repeatedly found that the designated group should not be given preference for retrenchments. The notice confirms that South African Airways is in a distressed financial position, as well as the needs for business rescue. The notice also states that South African Airways lacks certain skills. Herman says, to save South African Airways from its distress, it needs the best possible skills. You can't dictate the race of the specialists who have to save you when you're dying. To use the race in any way to showcase skills undermines the purpose of business rescue. The South African Airways may be able to get its racial figures right, but it will be liquidated. Workers' race profiles will be stretched, but everyone will lose their job. Solidarity gave South African Airways the opportunity until Thursday, the 12th of March, to give it an undertaking not to continue with the race criterion. If South African Airways does not do this, Solidarity will continue with legal action. The South African Airways said its retrenchment notice that to build a commercially viable business, it would have to scale its fleet from 48 aircraft to just 19 and drastically reduce the routes it currently flies. So there you go, guys. This letter is dated the 11th of March, so it was actually just before the weekend. We'll follow up to see what South African Airways have done about this once we get more information. But this just it just epitomizes the clearly racist nature of employment in South Africa. It is absolutely disgusting and appalling. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.